Hey there everyone, welcome back to Game Find, and my name is Dave, and welcome back to another Dexterity Week video where we are looking at Sonora. Let's do it. And Sonora is made by Pandasaurus Games. They have a few games that I like, and this is a first of its kind. It's a flick and write game. And roll and write and any of those kind of write games have been really big, but I've never seen one where you flick in order to get your numbers in order to execute your stuff on the board. Well, it not only has a flicking concept to it, it has 4 different ways that you can execute these commands. What do I mean by that? Well, let me take you down to the table, show you the product, and show you how to play. Let's go. Alright, so first things first is the board here, and you can set it right on the box, and the laminated board that you can write on. I still have ink on here, just erased that off from the last game. And the chips, which are smaller than most flicking discs. Let's see if I can do anything with my left hand. I haven't shot anything on here with my left hand yet. No, it's terrible. Yeah, it takes a little bit more to get used to these because they're much lighter weight. There we go. But you can get used to it, and they have 1 through 5 on them. The one thing that I think is weird is why isn't this marker green? And well, I get why this is red for the yellow one here, but still, that's a hiccup in my opinion. But other than that, the production quality is good. Few things that I would change: size of the disc and the 1 marker, but those are just minor gripes. Okay, so now let me show you how to play this game. Alright, so this is the game setup. I'm not going to be going over every little minute rule. There are things that allow you to mitigate what happens as you get bonuses along the way, but you will be circling all that kind of stuff down as you get them. Essentially, what you're trying to do, the first phase, is you will be flicking your disc onto the board here, and you'll be flicking it off the corner, and you would choose the number you want because that's the number in which will be calculated on the board here. So if you happen to make it in the middle like that, you will take it out immediately, and then you will basically score the points on the board. This is the main game, which will be the second half. We'll go for that later. Now, everyone will take their turn, flicking 2 discs, and then 1. And then at the end of all that, you will calculate what numbers you have here. Now again, anything in the middle goes your way, but everything else stays on the board. There are things that double, like this one right here. If you're touching it, you get double whatever the bunny map is, and we'll go over this a little bit later. You got the bunny lines over here, you got the foxes and all those different things, but you can get one of anything here, which is easy. But again, like I said, you can double it, and that's much harder to do and to stay in, which might be a good thing. Okay, so once you've done that, you will be executing your options down here. Now on this one, it's just simple. You'll be taking the number that you got, if it's in the field of the appropriate one here for the lizard. You will take the number and just mark off little dots right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have those, and once I fill all these up, if I'm the first one, I will circle this, get a bonus, and get the highest points. I'm the only one that will get that. Everyone else after will get 19 instead. And that's just essentially this board. You'll just be marking this off and getting bonuses as you go. Now this one here is kind of like the Tetris shaped. You start right here, and then as you get different numbers, you will be able to make these shapes here. And you will have to go off of a shape that you've already drawn, and as you get these things enclosed, like the cactuses and other icons here, you'll get more points. As you see up here, the more you get, the more they go up exponentially. There also are bonuses that you will be executing on here as you enclose them. Now right here is the space where you'll be doing the number, and if you have like 3, you'll go 1, 2, 3, and circle the last number that you have, and that will give you 1 point. And now it splits off into many different paths, and as it goes down lower, you'll get more points. So you have to pick a path, but You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if you have 5, and again circle whatever your last number is. So you're going to have to be strategic in that. Now this one right here is the bunny, and you start right here, and for every triangle that you make, you will get one of these dots here, and it will times your points by so much, and of course you have the number of points up here. So the numbers on here are like 5, 4, 6, and all that kind of stuff. Now if you have a 7 and you connect this to these here 2 to 4, you have anything left over, you can cross off these boxes down here to get bonuses later on. Now again, that's essentially all the little mini things that are going on, mini games on this board here, and you'll complete that and then continue to flick these discs here. And the game will end depending on how many players are playing, but once the last round has done, you calculate all your scores on the board, and whoever has the most points is the winner. Again, that is just the basics. There are a few things that you want to go over in the rule book for yourself, but now let me tell you what I think about this game and go over the grade. Let's go. Alright, so that was Sonora. Let's go ahead and give it a grade. It gets an 83 for me, and gets the Game Vine Play It Award. It's good. I like it. There are a few things that I'm not a big fan of. Let's go ahead and go over those now. The disc. It took me getting used to those lightweight discs in order to flick them where I want. I wish they were a little bit bigger, and that's a minor gripe because I'm used to heavier discs and I had to basically change my technique. And I do like the fact there are 4 different kind of mini games going on, though it's easy to get overwhelmed, and if you don't focus on 2, I think you have to focus on 2 and maybe put your leftovers in the third one if need be. But if you don't do that, you're probably not going to win. So it's a double-edged sword. So it's a double-edged sword. I like so it's a double-edged sword for me. I like that all those games are in there, though variety is the spice of life. It's a double-edged sword. There are things that will be overwhelmed, but to me personally, variety is the spice of life, and that's what Sonora has. And I liked being able to flick in the middle, because once I got good, I was able to do like at least 3 out of my 5 discs every round if I wanted to get those wilds. But sometimes you don't want to get those wilds. When you are able to get the 2 times multiplier in any one of the fields, that sometimes kind of guides you to a strategy that you want to execute, and that's nice, but it's not easy to do that. Even if you flick on there initially, somebody's going to knock you off most likely. The plan is to get near it, so if somebody hits you, you can kind of edge your way to it. So getting good at that aspect was fun. I liked it. And the mini games, like I said, they're really interesting, and each one has its own unique path in which you need to take, and that's fantastic. I love the design. Rob did a good job there, and it kept me engaged the whole time. I was always looking down at my board, kind of trying to figure out what would be the best thing for me. People were flicking 2 discs. That was happening super fast. My turn came up really quick, and the game length is a nice like 30 minutes, and especially when you get good, you just knock all these out, and you can bust out a lot of these games if it's one of your favorite ones to do so. And who would I recommend it for? I recommend it for gamers, or anyone who likes roll and write type games. They're going to like the way that the 4 mini games, that's the best way I can describe them, is like mini games, play out. Though if they don't like flicking, it could ruin your whole strategy, and you might just be at the whim of the disc and just be more tactile in executing your player board. So that might be a downfall for some people. For me, I loved it. I was able to hone my flicking skills and really execute a plan that I wanted to do. And like I said, I would take 2 of the fields and really go with that. The one that I liked doing the most was the bird one, the eagle one, when you count 1, 2, 3, and then circle. I really liked doing that one the most, and I don't know, sometimes I would just gravitate towards it even if it wasn't a good strategy. The production is good. I like it. It's very interesting that they took the top of the board and made it just the flicking board so seamlessly and easy. So all in all, I like this game. It got the Game Vine Play It Award, and it deserves it. If you want to pick this up, it's going to be in the description below. Go ahead and click on that link. I'll send you right over to pick it up. But until next time that I see it, thank you so much for joining me in this video. I really do appreciate it. Could have been anywhere, but you're here with me in this Dexterity Week. And until I see you next time, my name is Dave. Have a great rest of your day. Great time with all of you play. You heard it here on the Game Vine. Bye. Vine Nation, we love making content here for you on the channel, and we're almost at 10,000 subscribers, so subscribe now and help us out. This video right here, I think you'll like. This video right here, YouTube thinks you'll like. or you can just sit here and watch me dance the dinosaur for a little bit longer. You can visit us at our social media outlets, and we're going to be improving our Patreon here soon. That's all for today. Miko, it's time to go. Good girl, Miko.